My name is Tariq Thachil. I am a professor here at the University of Pennsylvania in the Political Science Department, and I am soon to be former director of CASI, the Center for Advanced Study of India. So 5 years ago, I was actually on a walk with my wife, and I was telling her that we were in New Delhi, India for the summer, and I was telling her that I had really reached a point in my career where I wanted to do something that embedded me more in India. I had spent a lot of time trying to publish articles, get tenure in my discipline, be an academic in the US, and the thing that I felt was missing from that was being able to be more firmly embedded in India and kind of growing a community of scholars working on India. And literally 2 weeks after that conversation, I got an invitation to interview at CASI, and I felt, I don't really believe in fate, but as much as I do, I felt like that was a very fortuitous invitation. And CASI is a place that I've been coming to since I was a graduate student, and I knew how much it meant to a community of scholars working on India across many disciplines, and it just seemed like it was an incredible opportunity coming at exactly the right time for me. These past 5 years have been a joy in many ways and a real privilege. I think the two things that I've really enjoyed, one has been just being able to be part of growing the everyday presence of people at CASI, the peopling of CASI. I mean, CASI has always been home to many people, but I think during my time here, I'm really delighted that we've been able to grow our postdoctoral fellows program, start a pre-doc program for students from India, and increase the kind of footprint of people at the center. We've also started the tradition of having a faculty associate director. And so there are just many more bodies now, I think, at CASI in an everyday Monday to Friday sense than they were when I joined. And I feel like that peopling of a center has been a really enjoyable process to kind of watch and help foster a community grow. And that's been my favorite part of the job, is coming into the center and seeing all these faces, all these young people who are part of the center, contributing to the center with their research and also to the life of the center. And to me, that's been a huge accomplishment that we've all collectively done over the last 5 years. And I think the second part has been really growing our collaborations. The fact that CASI has been partnering with so many disciplines across campus, different initiatives, has been really growing its footprint in terms of the number of people that we are both in conversation with, the number of disciplines that we are open to. I really love the fact that on any given week in our academic seminar, it could be, a political scientist one week, an anthropologist the next week, a climate scientist the week after that, a data journalist the week after that. And that kind of broad-ranging presence is something that CASI has always strived to do, but I think we've grown even more in the past 5 years with the help of all of these newly acquired people, and it's been a total pleasure. I'm really grateful that Nikhil Anand, who's the Associate Faculty Director, is going to take over to be Interim Director next year. And I think it's been great to have a chance to work with him and kind of grow our presence working on the topics that are near and dear to his heart. And I think just the chance to kind of collaborate with not just him, but many of the students and postdocs that he works with as well. And I think a lot of that is what I see in store for CASI's future. I think ideally I would love to see continued inclusion of more and more faculty and students. So I would love to see new ways that CASI can support the work of junior faculty, provide even more opportunities for graduate students, particularly graduate students wanting to do fieldwork in India, and to expand our presence with undergraduates. We have a very successful summer internship program. We've been able to kind of grow our contact with undergrads during the course of the year, but I think there's still much more we could do to kind of be a center that is used even through the school year at Penn. And so I look forward to kind of all of those dimensions of growth for CASI. I mean, we are in very uncertain times right now for higher education in the US. And so I think, a lot of what CASI might have to endure is not things that I necessarily expected. But I think within that, I'm still hopeful that a lot of the positive momentum we have with our growth in research activities and in programming and even with students can keep going and reach newer heights. What's next for me, first and foremost, is to read a lot of fiction, to sleep, to recharge. I think one of the things that maybe the US Academy is not always great about is thinking about actually moments of actually trying to recharge and not just move on to the next bigger and better thing. And I think for me, a big part of stepping down from CASI in this moment is to take that moment and really think with intent. I mean, I came to CASI through one of these long kind of periods of thinking about what I wanted to do next. And I think that I would like to, before jumping and being certain of what's next, like actually take some time to think about, to kind of reconnect with different thoughts that I want to kind of pursue, different areas that I want to work on. Thankfully, I still have several projects that I'm working on, including with many CASI researchers that will continue, no doubt. But I think beyond that, I'm really looking forward to taking this next year of sabbatical to have some unstructured time, some time for kind of thinking without particularly instrumental focus of like, this is going to be the next paper, this is going to be the next study, and thinking really more broadly about how I'd like to kind of contribute. I mean, India will always be at the heart and center of anything that I'm working on and doing, but in what ways, I think that's partly what this next phase is going to be about discovering. And so maybe come back to me and I'll tell you in a year. I'm very much staying at Penn. I'm just moving up one floor from the second floor here in the Penn building to the third floor in my home department of political science. And I look forward to being a pesky ex-director who comes in and distracts all of the hard-working team at the busiest times of year for them, saying, hey, let's go to lunch, or let's just gossip around the seminar table, and be a general annoyance to all of you. So I'm really looking forward to that.